Hello, good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
How are you doing? How are you?
I'm doing great, ma'am. I'm heal and hearty. And how about you? How are you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm also doing better and it's going great. I think winter is my favorite season, so I really enjoy this season. So it's going exceptionally well.
Yeah, same here. I'm also enjoying the winter. Yeah, it's really good.
Absolutely. So how is winter treating you? I mean, in which part of the country you are and what do you think? How is winter treating you?
Yeah, yeah. Winter is not very cold. It's a pleasant one. So I'm really enjoy when I go in the morning for a walk. It's
Mhm.
very pleasant one. So I'm really enjoying the weather.
All right, that's wonderful. So today we have the topic for the session, which is let's ask a question, and we should always be uh, inclined towards asking question as it really helps us in clarifying our doubts. We get better understanding of things that we don't really understand. So asking question always puts us in a better position whenever we lack understanding about something. We shouldn't feel that they people will be judging us or doing something or they'll be just considering us not that intelligent. So it's really important to ask question, right?
Yes,
Whether it's about anything, any open-ended question, close-ended question, we should always look forward to getting better answers so as to improve our understanding.
yes,
So
ma'am.
question answer session most probably happens in interviews as well. Interview, there are many podcasts where people invite guests from industries, from different industries, political people who have worked in Hollywood, Bollywood, or other fields as well, music industry. So people like to invite different people from renowned industries so that they can get to know about them, take get anecdotes from their real life, what has led them, propelled them to have this amazing career. So this can happen in interviews. So if you get a chance to interview any person, so who would it be and why? Any person, live or dead?
Yes, ma'am. So if I get a chance to interview, or if I got a chance to interview a person, it would be Sir Ratan Tata. So he is a very amazing person. He was a great industrialist, and
Mm-hmm.
because of his philanthropic activities, I really admire him. I have a great respect for that person.
Absolutely. I mean, he created a difference with that philanthropic attitude towards people and animals as well. I mean,
Yes,
he his love towards street animals, street dogs was to be praised for, and everybody devoured him for that reason.
yes, ma'am. Right.
Okay, anything else you would like to mention over here?
Yes, so he has the I mean, he has the willingness to do good for the other people, even for the employees that was that working under him. So he was not more inclined to make profit, but he was more inclined to the welfare of the people who are doing or who are working for his business. So that's what make him different from other industrialists. Like if I
Mhm.
have to mention, if I am not biased, then this Ambani and this
Mhm.
Adani. So his activities make difference from all others. He stands
Yeah,
out.
he stands out, or you can also say that he is a towering figure in the world of business and philanthropy as well,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Right. Yeah.
And you can add statements like, I believe speaking it with him would be a once in a lifetime opportunity to get the wisdom from his profound experiences, larger experiences. Profound means, isn't it?
Yes, yes, that would be a nice line, but we just could not construct like this. That's amazing line. Yeah.
All right. So we can add certain statements like that. I would undoubtedly choose Ratan Tata, or I would, without even a blink of an eye, choose. So these are some of the things that we can try using, which actually fancies the word or sentences that we are constructing. I mean, highlighting somebody's presence, or
Yes.
giving them more importance, or adding a reason to build the authenticity. So you already mentioned that his inclination towards loving humans make him stands out. So that's something we have already pointed out.
Yes.
All right, anything else you would like to mention, what you would want to learn while taking interviews, while taking interview of him?
I would like to know about, first of all, his success. So, what makes him a successful personality like an industrialist? So, what are the secrets of his success?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that I would like to know. And the thing, like what made him do these philanthropic activities, because we rarely get to see, even though the people have huge wealth, they don't come so easily to do these benevolent things. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely there would be some question always intriguing me to ask him
Mm-hmm.
how he reached
Always
to such a
intrigued me.
level.
Okay.
Intrigue me, yeah.
All right. That's something we rarely see in corporate world. So we have to be really greedy while we are working in corporate. We need to only understand our worth, our benefit, rather than looking for benefits of other people. But he was a kind of person, kind of personality with ethical values. So ethical values are highly missing in corporate world these days. People only think about themselves, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. And he always kept his employees in good humor. They always
Mhm.
loved working under him in his companies.
Absolutely. And that was the difference. I mean, that is the thing that created a lot of difference.
Yes.
So, moving over to the next question. What do you think? What are some of the things that interviewers should keep in their mind so as to make the person who is a part of that interview, or who has to answer certain question being part of that interview, they can stay comfortable, they don't really feel flustered and anxious, because most of the time we get intimidated by certain questions. So how interviewee can make their guest feel comfortable, what they can do, what are the prerequisites?
I think if I have to interview someone, I always think about uh, the
Mhm.
question that are not going to hurt someone, not
Absolutely.
not to the interviewee or the people at large. Because if I ask something which might be a racial one, or which may have some connotation with like religion, on religious lines,
Mhm.
that may hurt the sentiment of the people, and he may be the interview may be put on an awkward position, whether to answer it, whether to not. So I should
Mhm.
avoid this kind of questions. I should not touch his raw nerves, even though I know that there is something, some weakness has in that personality. I should avoid that
Absolutely.
one. So I will always be careful when I ask some question to avoid such things.
Yeah, for that purpose, you need to be well prepared by thoroughly researching the topic and the person itself. And this way, you will be able to avoid awkward silence, because most of the time it happens that we don't really have certain points to continue the conversation, or we don't have enough questions because we aren't really prepared, and we keep beating around the bush. So, what do you
Yes.
understand by beat around the bush over here, or beating around the bush?
Beating around the bush, not coming to the point, just talking here and there without coming to the main point. So this is what we call beating around the bush.
Absolutely. And so this is also one more important aspect. First is like, if we can properly break the ice with the person to create a comfortable atmosphere for the person, and to ask non-intimidating questions, so that the person who is being interviewed can answer questions with great ease and comfort, and they'll enjoy the process as well. Do you
Yes.
think listening, proactive listening, is also important? Because based on that only, the person who is interviewing, they'll be asking questions and they'll keep the ball rolling. That's what I'm just trying to put over here, that if we are not actively listening to the person, we won't get enough questions and we won't really feel intrigued by that person's answers. Proactive listening is important to keep the ball rolling. Do you actually agree to this, echo with this point?
Yes, yes, definitely. Because if we don't listen to the person, that person also will not be interested to give answers, because he will definitely notice it that whatever he is answering to my question, so I am not giving much importance to that one. I am not give my ear, all my ears to his
Yeah.
answering. So I should be listening to him properly, and if there is anything comes up new that I can ask him back, that will help me also to pose another valid question to him.
Mhm. Absolutely. That's really important to be an active listener and to take out contextual questions from the topic that is being carried in the conversation so that we can keep the conversation continued.
Yes.
So, have you seen any weird interview or podcast till date, or that has really made you feel hysterical?
I would not say historical, but it reminds me two interviews that I watched earlier. One
Mhm.
is both of them happened with one interviewer, that was Karan Thapar. One was happened between Karan Thapar and, if I'm not mistaken, Karan Thapar and our Prime Minister Modi ji, and he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. And
Mhm.
another one, Karan Thapar, between Karan Thapar and late Joy Lalita, who was the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu earlier.
Correct.
So Karan Thapar put some hard questions, and you know what happened in Gujarat. So there were some hard questions posed to this our Prime Minister, then Chief Minister of Gujarat. So became very uncomfortable to answer to all those questions, and at last he just abruptly left the interview, and went away. So that was one, and
Mhm.
another one happened between, as I already told you, this Joy Lolita. So again, there was some question which she was not comfortable answering all to all those questions, and she somehow sidetracked all those questions. And at last, what happened? Then when the interview was finished, so Karan Thapar wanted to shake hands with her, but she refused to shake hands. She was so, I mean, upset with the question.
Okay, so what is your learning from such things? I mean, how we can maintain the aura and maintain our demeanor and calm stature in certain situations, because this is expected out of leaders because they are the people who are leading the country. So, do you think they should also adapt some ways so that they can not only reply, they can try responding these people, meaning them explaining them in a proper way that this is something that cannot that's not related to their style of working or their mode of working. So do you think is it there's a different way of handling such situation, not from the political perspective, just from like if you land into certain situation where a question is being asked from you and you're not in a position to answer that question, you are very much uncomfortable, so how are you supposed to handle that situation?
From the point of view of interviewee,
Hmm. From the point of yeah, interviewee, absolutely.
uh, if I am being an interview and I was asked some question, and which are very uncomfortable, and if I give answer either way, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which may create a uproar, or chaos, so I would like to be quiet and avoid, and I would tell them I am not going to give answer to this question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell them flatly, just what you say, that no comments. So I will be quite comfortable saying so, that no comment.
Mm-hmm.
If I am put in such a situation, so it would be my answer.
Okay, so you would like to maintain silence at certain point of time, right?
Yes, yes, because I
Or
cannot handle if I am being put in such
Mhm.
situation.
Absolutely. This is something that we can all try. I mean, just maintaining silence at that point of time, because silence has its own power, we say. So,
Yes.
yeah. Any other thing that's coming to your mind you can use while trying to answer uncomfortable question, which means that you can avoid these question by giving a diplomatic answer and gracefully trying to maintain professionalism and composure by giving a very diplomatic answer to these questions.
Yeah, there is one word, if I'm not mistaken, which relates to some kind of answers given by the politicians or leaders. Like, is it a word called sorry, subterfuge?
Do you? I'm not really sure. Are you talking about euphemism as well?
Yeah,
So
yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
euphemism is the art of answering things in a
Hmm.
diplomatic way.
Yes, yes,
For example, you're not calling a person old. Rather, you're telling that person that he's in his golden years. So
yes,
nobody will really take offense to that statement.
yes. Right, right. So that is a ploy that can be we can figure out if we can give answers in such a
Mhm.
certain way that will indirectly we may give the answer what he is asking for. At the same time, you are not going to hurt anybody.
Yes. I mean, you can always give some alternative responses like, I appreciate your curiosity, but I would rather keep that private. Perhaps we could focus on something else. I mean, we can straight away tell them that this question or this point is a little out of my comfort zone to answer, but I'm happy to discuss something else that interests you. So, in that way, we keep that person interested in our conversation, and we also put our point that we are not really comfortable to answer such kind of question.
Yeah, but they actually cannot do such thing because the interviewer also like they will leave you there. They will again ask you what makes you uncomfortable. This is a valid question. It is before you all. The people are watching. Am I
Mm-hmm.
made any? Am I asked any question that cannot be answered like this? They always
Yeah.
make them uncomfortable. So you know how they react this interviewer whenever there is an answer they make it in such a way sometimes they change the change the meaning of that answer in certain way actually what the leader has
Mhm.
said it is not like that they change the meaning sometimes to tell
Absolutely. I mean, that's the art of conversation and the art
yeah.
of manipulation. And people really excel themselves over a period of time in certain things. Like, especially for journalists, they have this really great power to mold the answers in different way. Just pick out certain lines from the interview and portray it in this way, and the context is totally different out of it. So this is something which is people master over a period of time. That's the way of questioning people, so as to put them in a difficult situation. That's why
Yes.
a lot of leaders avoid being part of interviews, avoid being part of press conferences, so that they don't end up landing in certain difficult situations. I mean, that's very common these days.
Earlier, I used to watch many debates on TV, but nowadays I don't because they don't give any direct answer. Always they just beating, as we mentioned, beating around the bush like that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I don't
that's the
think.
only way you can avoid answering these difficult questions. Or rather, you can straight away, in a very assertive tone, if you are confident and you have your own demeanor, you can straight away tell that person that I am not really comfortable to answer that question, and this is something which is very private. But I'm happy to hear or put forward my opinion on any other topic which is related to my work line, something like that. And I believe questions that are related to work line, leaders should be able to answer those
Mm,
questions.
yes,
Personal life is something that they can rightfully deny to
yes,
answer anything
definitely.
related to
Yeah.
it, but the questions related to the work they are doing should be answered.
Yes, public should know what is going on. And one common thing we see when these people, particularly the political leader, when they are asked some questions relating to their party, what they are doing, if they are
Mhm.
cited that this thing is being done wrong by their party, then they come straight. They don't give right answer. They will say. During this Congress time, or if the same thing is asked to
Yeah,
another party during their time, so they not giving the direct answer, they are putting blame on others. So this is
yeah.
happening quite frequently,
Yeah,
quite
bringing down
common.
somebody else so as to
Yeah.
save ourselves. This is very common. I mean, that's the human nature as well. I mean, we try to reduce the level of our mistake by putting the blame on other things and by steering the conversation to other ways. I
Yes.
mean, when you ask a question, people just change it, mold it in a different way, and don't answer it directly. So that's the art people learn over a period of time.
Yes.
And there is this one more thing, because of the this disruption of social media, people have started asking these questions publicly, and because of this particular thing, leaders are afraid that they can land into a certain difficult situation. And I think this also should be taken into consideration, that interviewers shouldn't be putting them in a very difficult situation. Just try to build repo with them. That's something like this we can, I mean, that can be tried. But these days things are really openly asked on internet, so people, that has created a sense of uh, I mean, people are petrified because of this.
Yes, yes. Particularly, they resort to send something like this on X. Now,
Mhm.
earlier it was Twitter. Now it's called X. So
Yes,
there,
yes.
they most of the time they use it.
Yeah, so this is like a double-edged sword. You will be
Mm.
attacked from both the sides. You cannot hide yourself. The social media platforms are like that. Now everybody has the right to ask question. We don't have to limit ourselves to certain news channels.
Yes.
Everybody can put forward their questions, and they can challenge certain things. So because of the broadening of these social media horizons, it has really benefited people. We also get to know what's happening around the world, and around the clock we see the news. That's one of the major benefit of social media. Live news, what do you think? Live news is something that now we are really taking the facility on.
Yes, we can anytime we can open our mobile phone and through this internet facility we can watch live yeah, live streaming of news,
Mhm.
etc. We don't have to wait for a certain time period that now this time earlier days there were certain time fixed news time like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. But nowadays at any moment you can watch live streaming.
Yeah, your comfort zone is the priority over here. So human time has become a currency these days, and it is being valued like this, that we can watch things on our comfort zone. We just don't have to sit for the prime time, which is 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So
Mm,
everything is on our tip of fingers.
yes.
All right. So, based on this, this is the extended question. So, what do you think about the culture of asking questions publicly on social media platforms? Do you think there should be a limit to this, or it's important to gain collective wisdom by allowing people to tap into this? A network where people can gain different perspectives, understand the overall perspective of different people from different communities, and this way we can broaden our horizons as well.
Yes, again, it depends on the questions, what kind of questions you are going to ask publicly. We have to be very careful.
Correct.
So, when it comes to like any question relates to public at large, like some projects in going on and it has been uh, going, I mean, the development has not taken place at it should be. So
Mhm.
obviously we can put a question in the public that why this this project is not working properly. What is the difficulties they have developed there that it is not. So these kind of things that we can ask.
What are the difficulties you're
Being
coming
yeah,
across?
yeah. So being citizens of our country, we are taxpayers, so we have the right to ask these kind of questions. We cannot go directly
Correct.
to a minister and ask. We don't have that liberty. But through social media we can put such questions, we have the right to get answer. And sometimes I have seen that there are some questions from the common people get answered by the ministries also. There are like PMO
Absolutely.
office is there, through PMO office some replies are also given to them.
Absolutely. I think this is a wonderful way to put yourself into some light and get answers to your questions. And they'll also be in a position, they'll also be reminded of the fact that they are serving, doing thing for a reason, and they'll be reminded of their duty if they'll get questions from the crowd.
Yeah, because they are accountable to the public, because they
Mhm.
have come to serve the people getting votes, so they should give answer when it
Absolutely.
is a valid one.
Yeah, they'll always have the sense of accountability in their mind when they
Mm.
keep getting questions like these. So this will keep them paranoid in a good way. All right. So with this, we have reached towards the end of the session, and it was great interacting with you again. So thank you for the joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.